So my biggest takeaway from this class has been learning about a firm's intellectual assets and their human capital. And so I really wanted to talk more about like retaining human capital. And I think right now, like as a student, when you're looking for full-time jobs, it's really important to know that it's not just necessarily the financial incentives and the pay that you're receiving, but kind of all around like encompassing as a company that's looking to hire you and what they do to really show that they value their employees. So I interned with PetSmart last summer, and they do a lot to really retain their employees. So I know that there are really kind of like three broad categories within retaining human capital, which are identifying with an organization's mission and values, challenging work with a stimulating environment, and then financial and non-financial rewards and incentives. And a lot of these things, I knew what many of their programs were, and that I thought all of the things that PetSmart implements are really neat. I never really looked at it from a management perspective and like why they do so many of the things that they do. So kind of after taking this course and when we talked about it in class, I realized when we were talking about retaining human capital that all of these programs are obviously implemented for a reason, but it just goes to show that they're doing it to keep the employees around longer. And so I thought that that was really neat and something that was super applicable to the real world, and with us as seniors like getting jobs, just kind of keeping that in mind. So I'm going to use a few examples from PetSmart to kind of, I guess, just demonstrate like why these are things that stuck with me and like why these are terms that I really understood and that I know that I'll use like further in my career, just when I'm thinking about companies that I'm considering working for. So as far as identifying with an organization's mission and values, PetSmart basically just strives to make pet parents' lives easier. So from providing great products and services, pretty much anything you can think of needing like for your pet, PetSmart probably sells it. And so I think that that's not really like a difficult mission to get behind. They have PetSmart charities, so they focus on getting homeless pets in forever homes. And so I think that all of those things, as long as you relatively like pets, it's not difficult, to kind of work together for a common goal. And so I think that that's a really easy mission to get behind. And then as far as a challenging work in a stimulating environment, it's not just all fun and games like working for a pet retailer. If PetSmart doesn't continue to implement new like innovative ideas and products and services, they're obviously not going to be looked to as leading pet specialty retailers. So it's important for them to have employees who work really hard, who are creative and innovative and come up with all these solutions so that they can maintain their status as a retailer, a leader in this retail industry. So lastly is financial and non-financial rewards and incentives. And although they provided like really decent pay as an intern for the summer, it was all the non-financial rewards that I thought were the coolest. So my favorite was that they allow you to bring your pet to the office 365 days a year. And, really they do that because having a pet, you worry about them being home alone all day. You're in a hurry to get home to them, to let them outside. So it kind of eliminates that problem, and people are willing to stay longer. It creates a more fun atmosphere. And I think that people put in better work because they enjoy being there a little bit more. And then some of the other things that they provided were they had jeans casual dress code every day of the week. They have an on-site gym, an on-site cafe, and they have on-site childcare, which is super cool for those parents who work there because you can have your childcare at work. You don't have to stop off and make one extra stop in the morning. You just bring your child to work and you drop them off downstairs. So it kind of makes for that ease and transition. And so I think that there are a lot of things PetSmart thinks about what is going to make the lives of their employees a lot easier, and then they start implementing these programs, which I think are really great. So, they all kind of contribute to keeping quality employees around for a long time. And as an intern, I was just really astonished at all the cool things they provided. But now, like I said, that I have a better perspective of like why they do this from a management point of view. It makes sense, and employees are willing to stay longer and work harder. So, yeah, I guess that was my favorite thing that I learned this semester, and I've really enjoyed this management course. So, thanks, and you come.